Are you struggling to settle your baby for naps and bedtime, trying to cope with catnaps during the day and poor overnight sleep? You are not alone. These are common struggles that many parents face. What could well be happening is that you're settling your baby when they're either under or overtired, so their awake times are just not quite right. Today I'll be discussing all important awake times and how these can impact your baby's overall sleep. By the end of this video, you'll have a good idea of how to navigate your day and what changes you could make to your baby's awake time to help their settling and their sleep. Hi, I'm Jen. I'm Little One's Village Team Leader. I'm a qualified paediatric sleep consultant and mother to Carrick and Heather. Little Ones have helped over 200,000 families just like yours overcoming their baby's sleep challenges. On this channel you will find all sorts of advice and information to help you. We also offer a comprehensive online baby sleep and nutrition programme. For a little more information on that, I have put a link in the description below. You'll find it on our website www.little1s.co. So what is the importance of awake times on your baby's sleep? Awake times are exactly what you think they are. It's the time between a baby waking from one sleep and then when they go to sleep the next time. But why are they so important? Babies that are undertired, so not ready to fall asleep, and babies that are overtired, so we've missed the window to settle them to sleep and on time, are really difficult to get to sleep. They can catnap across the day. They can have a witching hour in the early evening. That witching hour is usually because they've either had too much sleep across their day or they've just not had enough and they're overtired. They can have bouts of intense crying across the day, difficulty feeding. They can wake a lot overnight and be really unsettled, or they can wake for prolonged periods overnight, lying in bed kicking about but just not sleeping. And they can also wake early in the morning. And here's the thing too. A lot of the symptoms of a baby that's under or overtired are very, very similar to the symptoms of a baby that has colic or reflux. So it's really easy and quite normal and natural to start thinking that maybe there's something more afoot, that there's an underlying condition that's causing your baby's unsettled sleep. I've been there myself. My youngest baby had chronic reflux, and we really found that by following a nap pattern across the day with appropriate awake times, we knew that if she was really unsettled, it was more likely that it was a reflux that was flaring up or she needed her medications reviewed. As your baby grows and develops, their sleep needs change too. Sometimes if your baby all of a sudden starts not settling well and sleeping well overnight, it can actually just be that they've outgrown their previous nap pattern. They need their awake times tweaked slightly because they will lengthen as they get older. A baby that's 2 weeks old will only have an awake time of around an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, whereas a baby of 12 weeks old, so just 10 weeks later, will have an awake time much nearer 2 hours. So that's 2 hours between the end of one nap and the beginning of the next. For the first few weeks after your baby's born, their awake times will actually change quite rapidly. After they hit around 3 months, it's a bit slower. So as I said, around 2 weeks old, they'll really only be awake for an hour or a little bit more. When they hit 3 months old, they'll be awake for around 2 hours. By the time they hit 6 months old, their awake times will be much longer at around 2.5 hours. Your baby's actual biological awake time might surprise you quite a bit. A lot of babies have or will display tired signs around 1.5 hours. Even older babies can do this. What this is usually just a natural lull. It's a bit of a hump that they need to get over. Usually if you have a little bit of nappy free time, a kick about on a mat, some fresh air, it can get them over that sort of hump, that sort of tired sign where you think they're ready to go to sleep but actually they're not. If you're settling your baby at 1.5 hours and you find that they're catnapping across the day, only sleeping for between 30 and 45 minutes, it's quite likely that they need their awake times extended out. You don't need to jump absolutely from a very short awake time to a very long awake time. You can just methodically increase awake time by 5 minutes every couple of days until you find your baby's sweet spot. So when they start settling well and sleeping for longer than one sleep cycle of around 30 to 45 minutes, you'll know you've got it. Our programme schedules orientate around 3 naps across the day. We have a short nap in the morning, a longer one at lunchtime, and then another short nap in the afternoon. So we take advantage of your baby's natural dip, which is around midday, and this is their most restorative sleep. So the nap that you have in the middle of the day is the one that you want to be the longest. As they get older, the nap in the morning will shift slightly later and become slightly shorter. The nap at lunchtime will always remain a good length of a nap of around 2 hours. And again, the one in the afternoon will gradually decrease too until it disappears between 6 and 8 months when your baby transitions down to 2 naps. This actually brings me to talk about why we suggest that you wake your baby up. It can seem a little bit odd to wake your baby from a nap, and a lot of people can think, oh, why would you want to do that? Well, the reason behind it is actually based on science, and the science tells us that there's only so many hours a baby will sleep within 24. So if your baby is sleeping for huge chunks during the day, science tells us that they'll probably be awake for a huge chunk overnight, or they won't sleep very well. So we suggest that you wake your babies from their naps in order to have a little bit of control of their naps in the day. So we suggest that you wake them from the morning nap in order to maintain the long lunch nap, a shorter nap in the afternoon, and work towards the most optimal nap schedule that you can. This will also mean that their overnight sleep should be really good. I've popped a couple of links in the description below, one which discusses awake times, over and under tiredness, and another which tells you all about waking your baby up, which is called Wakey Wakey. Have a little read of these. They're really good blogs, and I think you'll find the information in there really useful. I hope you found today's video on awake times really helpful. Remember that the key to good settling and overnight sleep is often just getting the awake times for your babies right. If you want to know more about our online sleep and nutrition programme to help you and your family sleep well for years to come, please visit our website. The link is in the description, and it's www.littlenones.co. Finally, if you have any questions at all, pop them in the box below and we'll be happy to answer and help you out. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and check the notification bell so that you can be informed of all of our new videos as and when we release them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.